Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer. Welcome back to Pro Cycling Manager 2019 Career Mode, episode number 93. We're at the 5th stage of the Tour de Suisse, and things have been good so far through 4 stages. Gottwald, 3rd place, McNulty, 6th place, and Remco Evenepoel in the race lead. But this 5th stage is definitely a game changer for a few reasons. Two major climbs, including a major finishing climb. 2, the race distance. It's about a 220 kilometer stage. I'm starting to get my first couple guys to fade here. 3K from the top, I would think that's long enough that they will slip back. The pace isn't that bad right now, but the peloton's pretty small. So Owen's about to lose contact. He does, and so does Mater. 1.5K to go to the top. These guys are pretty close behind. They might regain contact. Ooh, they're not together. Kicks in just in time. He's almost out of energy. Now just 50 left in the peloton. But the gap's back out to 1:45, so pace has actually come out of this group a bit as we head forward. It's allowed those front riders to get back away a little bit, but it's still a small enough gap that we should close them down pretty easily, especially as there are fewer of them away than there were previously. Barta makes it over the top, so the gel did its trick. Gottwald's in good shape. Evenepoel's pretty good. McNulty, not quite as strong. He doesn't have anyone protecting him right now, which makes sense as to why. He's going to get the task of protecting Evenepoel here in a little bit. We're down to just 3 riders away now, 20 seconds ahead, so their time at the front is quite limited here. Alright, so McNulty, your turn. Barta's done. Set him to auto. He'll go out the back quite soon. Mather, we're going to use his gel now as we're about to start climbing. Again, in fact, we're already at 3.5. But it's going to get a lot steeper here pretty soon. Under 15K to go now. And here we go, 4.5. Approaching 5. Yeah, we're up over 5 degrees now. Still have 1 rider away. Toll Hook. And Wilco Kelderman is attacking. So let's... We need to counter this. We are the race leader. Mather's gel already good. So we'll set him to about a 90. Come on, come on. Goes through here. This 47's not going to last long here. 12K to go. Okay, McNulty's a stronger climber, so we'll just set it to something a bit more realistic. Let Kelderman blow himself up. We don't need to blow ourselves up catching him. In fact, we've already caught him, so 37. McNulty will set to a 75 here.
10 kilometers remaining.
10K batter.
This climb is feared by many riders.
Down to 27. Mather out the back. The attacking Kelderman went right out the back. Slagter out the back. Reyes getting dropped. 22 left. Small group now. Sky's got a large contingency still. Mohoric going out the back. He's trying to hang on, but not working too well. We got quite a few guys. Antonio Nibali. Well, Pole's going out the back. Antonio Nibali, Store, Bowman, all kind of just hanging on at the back. And, oh, this is cobble. Wow. It actually is a cobbled climb. Interesting. 5.7K. Okay, McNulty is done. So we're on to Gottwald. Okay, we're going to slow the pace down a little bit. We still have 5 kilometers to go. McNulty just gave us a good 7K at the front, though. I mean, that's really good. And this is 1 star, so it's actually really solid. 5 kilometer section. Down to 18 riders now. McNulty out the back, along with 2 others. Drops us to 15. Let's check in back with him. See who we've been losing here. Jack Haig, there's Bowman, and Poles. Okay. So 1 by 1 they're getting dropped. There's Store. Ivan Sosa out the back. He's in 12th overall. What is the placement? Haig is, we got 17th, 14th, 32nd. So we're starting to get some place riders. Moscon and Antonio Nibali both look like they're about to get dropped. They do. Down to 13. Pochkar hanging on as Martinez. Martinez, usually a contender, even though he's only in 16th. He is dropped. Pogacar, Uran, Grossschartner, all going out the back. That's 9th place. Down to 9 riders left in the group with 3 kilometers left to go. All of us struggling to hang on. Pierre Latour sliding out the back. He's in 7th overall, and he is dropped. Kwiatkowski, only 19th for him. He is dropped down to 7 riders. 2.2K. Gottwald, I'm going to use your gel now. We're also going to accelerate quite a bit here. Push about an 82 now. Oops, no. Wrong button. Okay, so Carapaz, back of the group. Malama's still here. Rowan Dennis is still here. Sahin is still here, the young rider. Gegenhardt, the one following closely. Come on, I gotta stop doing that. Here we go. We'll watch from the back of the group. Carapaz is done. Malama, done.
Watch out, a team leader is falling behind.
Gottwald, giving us a strong little lead out. It's down to 5. Venepol. Group of 2. This is it. It's Gottwald. It's Gottwald and Venepol for a 1-2 finish.
He snatched victory in that massive
Dennis is going to take 3rd. Ooh. Gegenhardt 4th. Sahin fifth.
who appear to be fairly numerous in this
Malama.
difficult race.
Carapaz. Kwiatkowski. And there is Latour in ninth. Pogačar and Grosschartner battling it out for 10th place. Pogačar trying to hang on. I think he just will. He does. Uran. His teammate Martinez slipping back. It was Moscon who went around him. Sosa. There's McNulty now. 16th. Storr, Haig, Tonio Nibali. And finally there's your top 20. Cohen Bowman. So we get a 1-2 result with separation over everyone else. I thought today would be a fairly hard stage. I was looking at cobble ratings. I thought it was going to be gravel, but it was still going to apply the same. It was only 1 star, but cobbles are cobbles. Vanderpoel and Gottwald had tolerable numbers on the cobbles. McNulty's not so good, and that's why I reversed what would normally be a Vanderpoel at the tail of the train with McNulty the penultimate rider and then Gottwald, but because of the cobbled section I switched those two. Really glad I did. First off, McNulty gave us a very solid, what was that, 7 kilometers at the front, just chipping away one by one at the riders, bringing it down to a small group, and then Gottwald was able to eliminate all of the rest, and then his little acceleration there in the final kilometer, and then Evenepoel just with the comfortable overtake. I still could have gone a couple more kilometers at least with that pair and stretched the field even more. And we accelerated and pulled away. 29-second victory. 54 to 5th place, minute and a half to 6th, 2 minutes to 7th and beyond. That is really solid gaps. So now, the race situation. Evenepoel still leads, but the lead is larger. It's a minute 44. Gottwald remains in 3rd place, but is now comfortable, and he's closer to Gegenhardt than before at 2:15. Sahin hanging on to 4th place at 3.5. 4.5 to Carapaz. Dennis is 5. Malama, Latour, Pogačar. McNulty keeps his place in the top 10 at 9 minutes behind. Points classification, Gottwald 1 point ahead of Evenepoel. Prades is just at 28, so it's going to be hard to stay away from him. Evenepoel now leads the KOM. We already have the under 25s in total domination. And 10 minutes exactly over Team Sky, 21 over Bora Hansgrohe, and a half hour over EF Education First in just 4th place. Wow. Our team's not this good. We're just bringing the right riders to the right races, and we're good enough. Tactics really, really playing out well this season. We're doing a lot more than what we should be capable of doing. Godry has picked up an injury in the other race that's going on. Barta and Owen both starting fitness peaks now, so we're in good shape. This is stage 4 of 5 in Slovenia. No riders are well placed. Our top sprinter, which was one of the things we could do a little bit with in this tour, is out, so that's kind of left us with no hope. So last stage, I was misspoken, it's not stage 5, it was stage 7 of 9, so we're definitely right down to the end, because now it's stage 8 of 9. It's a time trial today. It's only 20 kilometers in length, actually more like 19, so it is a pretty short one as far as time trials go. At least it's not closer to prologue than it is to be in a full-blown time trial. Of course, in game, the split is anything 5K and below is full 100% prologue. Anything 30K and above is 100% time trial. Anything in between is a split based on which end you are closer on that spectrum. Second place, 4 seconds off for Mather. 12. Kel Bjorg, of course, Bjorg goes quickest. But good time for Mather. It's a good example for us, and he was at a 75 pretty much the whole way and had that little bit left. Barta should be able to do something similar with a 76 on the time trial today, a 78 on the prologue. At 20K, it's 60-40 towards your time trial rating. Anytime you're within that +3, -3 degrees on the terrain, which almost all of this is within that. There's one little uphill downhill section right here where it'll use your either downhill rating or your mountain rating, but otherwise it's all just flat. So a 76-78 with 60-40, so it's almost a 77, not quite. That means Barta should be able to put in a pretty dang good time. Today is a good chance for us to further establish our position because this race is not over after today's stage. Stage 9 has 3 ALS category climbs. Yeah, 3. Okay, 4K to go. Barta, let's speed this up to 78, 79, that's fine. Push towards the end. 99. 8th place for Barta, 27 seconds off the pace. Mather is 6th, 19 seconds off the pace now. So Schmidt, 2 Danish riders at the top of the standings. Stubbs, Thomas all coming in. Kung only 5th fastest, not a very good time compared to his standard position. McNulty will be next up for us, and of course he sits in 10th overall. That's where the race will get interesting, as that head-to-head of those final 10 riders will happen. And all 3 of my guys are capable of putting in pretty decent times. Let's go ahead and jump in with McNulty, who's a 74-72 today. So that's a just over 73 rating. That's not great. That's not great. He is the weakest, actually, of the 3. Gottwald is a base 74 on his time trials, so hopefully, and he's got his fitness peak that should be giving him a bit of a boost. And then Evenepoel, of course, is an excellent time trialist. See, McNulty's struggling just a little bit here to keep pace. Max Schachmann just went into the lead on the stage. Alright, here we go. Yuri Gottwald. How's it looking? Pretty good. A 76-75. So that's a 75.6 average between the 2. That'll allow him to get a pretty decent time in. Evenepoel at 82.80. So that's what, 81.2 average. He could go right to the top of the charts and extend his lead further. Alright, back with McNulty, who's going to hit that climb soon. I think he can already start to push a little bit harder. We'll try a 77 from here. 3.5K out. These guys are already in good shape on their time too. We're going to push that a little bit harder for them. Okay, McNulty pushing to the line. 20th, 51 seconds off the pace. That's still a good time. Though he's already slipped from 20th. He's already down to 21st. So somebody behind him gained a little time. Rowan Dennis goes to the top of the time charts. Got walled. Come to the finish line. Okay, get his acceleration. He crosses 8th, 30 seconds down. Here comes Evenepoel. He's catching up to Gegenhardt. There's Gottwald up there. He looks like he has closed that gap down a bit. I think he can push about an 80 towards the finish. He's still got a good amount of energy left. 99, attack all the way to the finish. Woohoo! Yes! He's done it. Stage win for Remco Evenepoel by 2 seconds. Countback goes to 3 seconds over Rowan Dennis. Schachmann 5. Bjerg 17. Gegenhardt 17, so really good time for him. Schmidt 24. Sahin 28. Stubbs 30. Benjamin Thomas comes in at 32. And here's the standings now. No change for my 3 riders as they remain in 1st, 3rd, and 10th. The gaps were pretty big among most of the riders. Gegenhardt's a really good time trialist. Dennis is an excellent time trialist, one of the best in the world. So Dennis, Carapaz dropped to, I think it was 6th place. Not Dennis, Carapaz. $140K to go. First of the 3 climbs. We just started the stage. Breakaway still just trying to form. I will use time lapse for the entirety of the first 2 climbs and probably part way up the 3rd. At least that's the plan at this point, so you can see this whole crazy, massive climbing stage. We have 137K to go. On to the final climb. 17K to go to the top of the climb. And I've actually split the field at this point. We got riders coming back. Carapaz is trying a desperate attack at this point, and I'm more than happy to let him go because we will not let him get far away. Barca's going to have to accelerate a little bit to keep him close at bay, but we're going to get Owens gel ready here. It's his turn. We're going to get Mater ready as well. Woods is attacking. We're catching a lot of the breakaway riders, but there's still a few at the front that have a really big gap. Owens already done. On to Gino Mater. Gino Mater. I set you to an 86. We're down to 62 in the peloton. It is shrinking pretty quick. 55 now. Woods still trying to attack, and that's fine by me. I've got plenty of guys. Saved our energy over the first climbs. Had no reason to attack at that point. Mather's going to be going here pretty soon. Still 11.8K, but we're going to do enough damage here that it will slow down after a while. We're down to 40 riders, 38 riders.
Oh my, the guys up front aren't going to be making too many friends today.
Comes the next round of attacks. Okay, now we're going to slow down a little bit with McNulty. As we're down to our final 3, we still have 10K to go on the climb. But we're also down to 30 in the peloton. And only one rider that's been able to get away so far, and that is Carapaz. Carapaz is in this group just ahead of us, so that's good. McNulty, we're going to use his gel. Down to 13. There you go. We just blew up most of the field. It's down to 13, down to 12. So we have 1 ahead and 9 others in this group. We've got to keep going to catch Carapaz, but we are closing that gap. It's just 35 seconds. Shoot. Got walled. What's going on? Got walled. Carapaz is leading that group. Down to 5K. Okay, what I need now is we need to bridge that gap. Not at a 99 though. Down to just 4 here in the group, by the way. And there you go, we've got contact. So Evenepoel can sit up and defend now. So we have 7 in the group, a few of them from the break. So we have Carapaz, who we just caught up to. He's going to be exhausted. He's been leading that whole group by himself for the last 7 or 8 kilometers. We have Gegenhardt. That's our real threat. We've got to make sure we don't lose by 2 minutes to him. So we follow his attacks. Conchi, breakaway rider. Sahin, small threat, but he's like 4 minutes behind. Martinez and Poles. So only Sahin slightly, but the only rider I really need to worry about is Gegenhardt. And with Carapaz caught, this is just kind of an easy ride from here for Evenepoel. We still need... Oh, McNulty is going to make contact. Beautiful. Got walled. I need to set you to auto as well. So McNulty back in the group. We're still 6 minutes behind, and that gap is now opening to front riders. Lambrecht, Mohoric in the second group. I don't know who's at the front at the moment. But McNulty returns at the front for me. And this is coming back together. Gottwald has regained contact as well. I'm riding for the overall, not for the stage. McNulty recovering some energy. Those guys are both set to auto. I need to turn that off. McNulty, you're going to ride by your... Actually, McNulty's the one who's going to provide protection. And Gottwald's just going to stay put. Oh no, don't crash over the rock. Okay, we didn't crash. Oof. Back up to 18 riders, and the gap's out to 9.5 minutes. Okay, final 700 meters. Here we go. Gottwald, following McNulty. One final little acceleration at the top to tire them out a little bit, and then focus on the downhill ride from here.
As they go over the top, the riders breathe a sigh of relief and hope to recover a bit on the way down. 10 kilometers to the finish line.
All right, here's what I'm going to do. You're going to sit up. Gottwald's still going to follow you. But now you're going to follow Evenipol. Switch the order. Evenipol's going to go to the front. Not great on the downhill, but he's got tons of energy. So he's fine. He's not going anywhere. The main thing I'm worried about right now is riders coming back at us, catching up to us, challenging us at the end. Evenipol's got tons of energy. This is going to allow McNulty and Gottwald to recover a bit so that when we get down to the flat here in a moment, those guys will be able to take over. So Evenipol actually still recovering here, so we're going to up this pace. 10K to go. We actually just lost a rider off the back, so there you go. 8K to go. Okay, they're back on. I'm going to have Evenipol continue to ride for now. Here goes Gegenhardt. Okay. Now, these guys have recovered, which is why we did this. 99. To the back. McNulty. 95. Group is shattering. Just 10 riders left. 5K. 5K to the end, and it's on the flat. These guys are trying to attack, hoping to split the group, but this is why having these riders here makes all the difference. Okay. 3.7K. McNulty's done. It's Gottwald's turn. $3K to go. 2.5K to go. Okay, Gottwald, we're going to accelerate now. 2K to go. Okay, 99. Sprint from Gottwald. And sprint from Evenipol. McNulty, you two. Evenipol's going to get swept up here. Jack Haig took the stage, by the way. Uran second. Uman, Zakarin, Mahort, Schleimbrecht. Arario? I can't say it. Araruya. Mataway wins from our group. He caught up to us. Schachman, Sahin took 10th. None of that matters. It was a group finish. So Evenipol will win. Gottwald will claim 3rd. And McNulty should comfortably have 10th. Unless any of those riders in the first 7 gained enough time to move up the order a bit. Huge gaps as some of the riders are still not to the top of that last climb. So all that's left to do is see the final standings. And we'll wrap this one up. Like I said, it should be a victory. All 3 of those positions as the rain begins to fall. Most guys have cooled off. Unfortunately for Gottwald and Evenipol, they've got to go stand out on a podium, get their awards, and actually by now, most of that would already be done. In a real race, they would have already done that. Yeah, big gaps, 8:22 to our group. That's a lot of time that they gained. Evenipol wins, Gegenhardt 2nd, Gottwald 3rd. No change there. McNulty drops to 12th. Uran was one of them. Uran moves up to 8th. Zakarin was the other. Zakarin moves up to 11th from the 8 or so minutes that they gained. So it does bump McNulty out of the top 10. Not worried about that, though. We got 2 guys on the podium, including the overall win. We got the points classification. Sam Uman on the triple climb here claims the KOM. So we lost that one, but we do keep the under 25s. And of course the team classification, which actually we even extended our lead a bit further. 13-15 in the end, 23 to Boro Hansgrohe, 25 to Mitchelton Scott and EF Education First, 40 to Sunweb. That's going to do it for this episode. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to hit that like button, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there, and bye for now.